All right, foos and hynitas, we're right here on the Vibin44. I don't know what episode, my boy. We just do these episodes, fool, whenever I feel like it, my boy. But look, fool, I honestly don't know how I feel, fool, because there's a lot of wind, fool, and like this thing's like standing on like some little cubetas, my boy. So if this thing falls, fool, it's the end of the podcast, fool, because I got a lot of things to talk about, fool. And that's not the only problem. I also got to keep my little voice down a little bit, también, you know what I'm saying? Because there's a lot of gente over there, you know what I'm saying? Like, a lot of fools that want to hacerme some daño, you know what I'm saying? But, hey, I want to tell fools, my boy, I know that fools been watching the 44 stories, my boy. The stories on 44 Vato. If you ain't been watching them, fool, you just been missing out. I'm not even going to lie, my boy. Like, but if you want to go check them out, fool, feel free, my boy. 44 Vato. You know what I'm saying? As you fools could tell, my boy, I don't got the nice little, like, you know what I'm saying, the little microphones I always got, fool. You know what I'm saying? But, fool, look, we got something even better, my boy. Little microphone right here, fool. But look, I'm going to tell fools all about the rancho, my boy, all about the pueblo, starting right now, fool. And I also gave fools the opportunity to send me little questions on here, you know what I'm saying? So these fools want to, they can send me some little questions, fool. This podcast right here is sponsored by All Pesos No Vesos, my boy. It's this streetwear brand, fool, and I got everything, my boy, everything on deck. Let's just get it started, fool. And you know, the past 2 months, fool, been very, very eventful. Fool's been asking me to hop on their podcast and stuff, and like, fool, I'd be like, should I hop on Fool's podcast? I'm like, I think I'm just gonna hop on Fool's podcast only if it's the homies. You know what I'm saying? Only it's the homies. So you know what I'm saying? Right now we got the Trash Bag Podcast, sponsored by my boy Compa Raider, you know what I'm saying? I'm gonna hit up my boy co-host Swifty Blue. I know I haven't even done a podcast for ever since Swifty Blue even. I met my boy Swifty Blue. I was down in Colorado, my boy. I met my boy Swifty Blue, my boy, and homie, nicest vibe ever, my boy. My boy even slid a fool, you know what I'm saying? That fool right there, fool. Cuidado, my boy. Cuidado with the homie, my boy. But I'm gonna tell fools everything that they want to know about the rancho, my boy. Everything, every last thing. If fools don't know, I'm actually out here, my boy. I'm out here with familia, my boy. With, you know, my little jefita, my little sisters, and, you know, my jefito, my boy. But, yeah, fool, we out here, fool. We got, like, a bunch of land out here, fool. But every single year, fool, we always come out here. And every single year, it's always different stories, you know what I'm saying? I never, ever know, fool, what's going to happen next. Like, I don't know what's going to happen, like, with the carteles, you know what I'm saying? I never know what's going to happen with my family, you know what I'm saying? There'll be some snakes up in my family, like, you know what I'm saying? We got to, like, kind of take care of that. I never know, fool, if I'm going to, like, see my relatives ever again, you know what I'm saying? Because, like, fool, I bounce out to the U.S., fool, for 11.5 months out of the entire year. So I only see the homies for a little bit, you know what I'm saying? So, like, I leave, come back, and it might be the last time I ever see fools, you know what I'm saying? And for you fools that have never heard La Casita by Banda MS, my boy, I recommend you fools go listen to that, my boy. La Casita by Banda MS, my boy. That song right there will have you fools in tears, my boy. Tears, my boy. Like, that song right there literally depicts the entire life, my boy, of somebody that leaves a rancho and doesn't know if they're going to see their relatives ever again. You fools got to go watch that. I don't know if they have a music video, but you fools go listen to that. It's everywhere, my boy. But I want to tell fools something. The life in the rancho out here is crazy, my boy. You're talking about a 9 p.m. curfew every single day, my boy. 9 p.m. If fools catch you out on the street right here after 9 p.m., my boy, because there's two calles principales, two principal roads. One down here, and then there's one down there. And that one is like, I don't know what that one's called, but then this one is like the one that leads to like Aguascalientes and like all that other sort of stuff, right? So there's been stories, my boy, and the most recent stories, this is what they're doing to people if they catch you outside after 9 p.m. on the roads, right? Because there's not really any rules for you to not be outside here, like walking around at 9 p.m. They just don't want fools on the roads at 9 p.m. I don't know for what they want them for, but they fools just want control, you know what I'm saying? So the other day, fool, it was a fool that I know. I don't want to say homie's name, but I know him personally. But homie got stopped, bro. And this is before I got here. Homie was driving on this road. This was the more dangerous than that one over there. Homie was driving down this road right here. And the fools pulled him over. They got in his way. You know what I'm saying? They just atravesarse. And it's pitch black, fool. There's no lights over there. Like, this isn't like cruising down your favorite road like in LA or New York or wherever you're from. It's not like that, fool. It's pitch black out here. Pitch black. You're riding down the road, my boy. This fool, atravesarse, my boy. And this was to stop. Like, you have to step in a brake, fool. You only have a little bit. You can't just go around. Like, and there's a mob of fools coming through. So a fool comes up and he's like, get out the car. And the fool's like, all right. And gets out the car, fool. The fool starts shooting up the entire car, my boy, pours gasoline on it and lights it on fire. And says, I told you not to be outside after 9 p.m. And bounces, my boy, and leaves the fool on foot. The fool had to walk home. The fool's from here too. He's from Tierra Blanca, you know what I'm saying, my boy? Like, fool. The fool literally had to walk home, got his car burned down, my boy. Had a 2010 or something like that. It was like 2010 Silverado or something like that. 2010 Silverado left right there. This fool got left right there. Go walk back home, fool. This fool was like 4 miles away at least, and it's pitch black outside, my boy. Fool's right there with his girlfriend. That's the lifestyle right there, my boy. That's what happens. That's what happens. So like whenever I'm outside, fool, you think I'm gonna push the standard? You think I'm gonna push it, fool? Like, you think I'm gonna be out here like, oh yeah, like, nah, like, nigga, it's the same thing as the US. It ain't the same thing as the US. I can't do whatever I want to over here, fool. In the US, I'm walking through anybody's hood. I don't care, fool. Over here though, fool, you gotta be well conectado, my boy, if you wanna keep doing whatever the hell you're doing. Like, I'll be sleeping, right? I'll be sleeping. And I'll be seeing fools, or not seeing fools, but I'll be hearing fools, and they're outside, my boy, 3 a.m., 4 a.m., and you could hear them bumping, and they're like loud, bro, loud. Because once you hear that sound, my boy, once you hear that camioneta, my boy, bumping that loud ass track, fool, you already know, fool, it's go time. Like, fool, you better go hide somewhere, bro. Go hide somewhere. They don't want to catch you outside like that, fool. Don't let them fools catch you outside like that. And fools are like, fool, I had a fool slide up on my DM. Fools are talking about, oh, you barely figured that out? Like, fools have been doing that. I was like, what the, bro, you don't even know. I called that fool a no sabo, like, right off the bat. I was like, fool, you're a no sabo, my boy. You've never even been down here. Like, you don't even know how the stuff even works down here, fool. Like, I be getting kind of offended, fool, like, whenever fools like, oh, this is your first time out here? And that's never fools that are out here, because fools out here know me. It's always the fools through Instagram, my boy. It's always those weird-ass fools, my boy. Always the fools that ain't never even stepped foot out here. The fools that are scared to be out here. The fools that go to a resort. Like, fool, if you go to a resort in Mexico, you never actually went to Mexico. This is the real Mexico. You see this right here? You see this escalera right here, my boy? You see the little plantas right here, fool? I literally put this background here so I could show fools, like, I'm really in the rancho, my boy. This is really the rancho, my boy. This kind of ain't really a rancho no more, but this is like a overgrown rancho. This is a pueblo at this point, you know what I'm saying? But this is one of the most dangerous pueblos right now in the whole Zacatecas. But in the smaller pueblos, my boy, this is one of the bigger ones, but in the smaller one right here, my boy, it's called El Chepinque, right? They went to El Chepinque, my boy, El Chepinque, Zacatecas, and the carteles went over there, bro. They're like, hey, we gonna give you guys 24 hours, my boy. 24 hours to grab whatever the hell you guys want. Because after those 24 hours, we're coming in and we're invading, bro. And we're taking everybody's houses. And we're staying there. And the people didn't know for how long. So the people were like, all right, shoot, 24 hours, boom, boom, boom. You know, they're mad as hell, bro. Take all their stuff, left. Abuelitas y todo, my boy. Like, old and young, fool, everything. They grabbed their stuff, fool, left. Where did they leave to? They left to Tierra Blanca. They left to Loreto, bro. They left to Las Huertas, everywhere around here, my boy, everywhere. Everybody got evacuated. Like, it was like an evacuation, but like, not like a government evacuation. This is like a NARCOS evacuation, you know what I'm saying? And it's automatic, fool. You don't want to leave, fool? Boom, boom, boom. All right, we warned you, fool. So the people were like, damn, like, we ain't got nowhere to go, fool. That's all that they ever known, fool. So they ended up bouncing, fool. And after like 2-3 weeks, food, somebody just like drove back or something just to go check it out, and it was all empty. So that's whenever they're like, all right, it's safe for us to move back in. So they moved back in, and everything's all gravy now, you know what I'm saying? But for that whole 2-3 weeks, people were like, fool, I really just lost everything. All off of narco, food, my boy. You know what I'm saying? But I hope that nobody's really listening to me right here, my boy, because I already know that there's a lot of fools that be plotting out here. But anyway, I actually got way more stories to go. I know I've been posting hella stories, my boy, on the 44 Vato Instagram. I'll explain some of those pictures, fool. I'll start off with one, right? And it was probably the craziest one. So the other day, fool, I was just driving. This was actually 2 days back. I was just driving like this, right? And all of a sudden, fool, a car comes up on the side. But he was like not really on the side, but like in front of me, like on the intersection. He pulls up like this, fool. And he stops right there. And he opens up his door, fool, and throws a fool out. He throws a fool out. Like a fool was laying there, my boy. A fool was laying there. Whenever I took the picture right there, I was like, fool, I hope Instagram doesn't take this down. A fool was just right there, my boy. Just threw him out. Fool just drove off. And I opened up my door. I was like, hold up. Boom. Closed it back up. I was like, fool, I don't want no parts of that, my boy. My mom was like, dale, 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 dale. I was like, all right, bet, shoot. Boom. Skirted off, my boy. I took a picture. I was like, fool, what the hell is wrong with me, fool? I shouldn't have took a picture. My mom was like, ¿tomaste foto las placas? I was like, yeah. She's like, go show it to the cops. I was like, you go show it to the cops, my boy. Like, you know what I'm saying? I was like, fool, I ain't gonna show it to no cops, fool. You know what I'm saying, bro? But dropped the fool off right there, my boy. I don't know if homie was dead or alive, my boy, but homie got dropped off right there, my boy. Right there. You can see it in the picture. I'm gonna post the picture up right here. Fool got dropped off right there, my boy. Fools are like, oh, like, what the hell is that? Like, I'm telling you fools right now, my boy. But anyway, let's go to these Q&As, my boy. I only want to do this for a limited time because we only got limited space and I don't got even any internet. So I might even upload this after I leave. You know what I'm saying? But let's go to these questions. Let's start with the first one, my boy. Who wants the first question? The first question is, and see, it just takes hella long to load, food. Like, these things just ain't loading. So look, fool, I'll just keep on talking up until this thing just loads. If you're an animal activist, right? Say you're an animal activist, fool, and you hate to see dogs suffer, my boy. Do not come to Mexico, my boy. Mexico is not the place for you, my boy. Like, and if you are coming out here, fool, because you are an animal activist and you want to actually help out the dogs, this is the perfect place for you right here, my boy. Because, fool, these dogs right here, fool, need love. What do they call it? TLC, my boy. They need tender love and care, my boy. Like, fool, I be seeing dogs out here, my boy, like skin and bones, bro. Like skin and bones. I don't even know how these fools have the energy to be walking around, my boy. Like, you know what I'm saying? It be like yesterday, I made like a little best friend outside, my boy. Like, it was like this little puppy. He's at least 6 or 7 months old. And I'm like, fool, should I take this fool? I'm like, if I was a white fool, like one of those like crazy ass like animal activist fools, I would have took that little fool home, fool. But since I come out here every single year, fool, this stuff ain't new to me. It's not new to me, my boy. I don't go out to no resorts, fool. I go to the rancho, my boy. I go to the pueblo, fool. You catch me over here, I'm in the pueblo, my boy. This fool, Alex Hernandez 310, said, I'm from Fresnillo, Zacatecas. Stuff's getting worse over here. Is it mostly rural or urban where you be at, 44? I don't even know what that even means, my boy. But let's just say, fool, I'm in the pueblo, my boy. I'm like secluded from, there's a bigger city over there, which is Loreto, right? And this is Tierra Blanca right here. And then that's Las Huertas, like 5 to 10 minutes away. Then you got El Chepinque, which is like 15 to 20 minutes away. And then you got Maravillas, which is like 30 minutes away. And so, like, I don't know, fool. It's all like little stuff. Like, nothing here is like really connected. Nothing here is like connected, my boy. See, like, I was telling fools, how's the stray dog doing? The stray dog, my boy, I don't know if I could put the video, but if I could put the video right here, I'll show you fools. The stray dog, fool, I haven't given the fool a name yet, but I'm thinking he's like mixed with like a Shar-Pei and like a pit bull or something. But homie's a beautiful dog, my boy, beautiful dog. Like, if I had that type of heart, I would have took that little fool home, my boy. But I just don't got that type of heart, fool. I see fools every single day. I see the stray dogs every single day. Like, I'm like, at this point, I'm like, I don't know if fool has an owner or if like fool just loves me like that. But the first day I ever saw him, fool was running away from me. And I was like, fool, I don't mean no harm to you, boy. Like, you know what I'm saying? I don't mean no harm to you, fool. Like, just come through. But I don't know if I might take the little fool home, I might not. I might just make a viral ass TikTok. I don't know. Any shootings lately? So fool, Ricardo PE909 said, any shootings lately? Not that I know of, but the shooting that I heard of was fools coming up to the market in the main town, and fools pulled up, and they said, brrr, they just let it rain, fool. And yesterday I was in front of the market, and while I was in front of the market, I actually do know of another shooting, but while I was in front of the market, some fool ran up on me, my boy, and I had my window up like this much, window down like this much, and homie asked me, hey, bro, he's like, are you so-and-so? And I was like, fool, I don't even know what this fool's talking about. Like, he asked me if I'm so-and-so, like, if I'm a name or something. And I was like, nah, fool, I ain't looking for it. Like, no soy ese. He's like, bueno pues. And that fool just walked off, and I was like, fool, nah. I was like, nah, fool, I gotta watch myself out here. The thing about Mexico, fool, you can't be dressing up like on some fancy stuff, fool. Don't be dressing with like some joyas and like, you know what I'm saying, Birkin bag and like nice ass shades, fool. You're a perfect object to get robbed. You know how easy it is to rob you out here? And I gotta tell fools about another story, my boy, because the other day, we were driving by, right? Because there's a main road to get to Loreto, Loreto's the big town. And we were driving down, fool, and I looked at the wall, and the wall, my boy, actually posted on my 44 Vato story. It said CJNG right there, which is CJNG stands for Cartel Jalisco Nueva Generación. And I don't want to say that too loud, but it stands for that right there, right? And they had it all tagged up, my boy. They had it all on the wall, all tagged up. And I was like, fool, in my head, I was like, imagine what these fools that own the building feel like. They're like, fool, if we erase this, we just made instant ops. Like, there's literally no other option, my boy. You have to leave it. Just leave it. Like, just leave it, my boy. And so that tagging right there, fool, he has to leave it. He don't have no other option, fool. You erase that, fool, you just made enemies. Now, if he keeps it, the enemy ops can come and be like, oh, who owns this? Boom. Now, all of a sudden, you got ops no matter what now. These fools gave you ops. They gave you ops. They handed them to you. You say, here. You didn't want them, but here, now you have them, my boy. Here, now you have them. So that picture right there, showing the stuff, my boy, that goes down over here. This is stuff that's impreventable. Stuff that, my boy, that I wish was different, but I can't change it, fool. I can't change it. Let's keep going. And this, by the way, fool, there's a lot of stray shootings out here. Like, damn, my boy, like a lady and her kid just got killed. That fool, little fool was like 3 years old. So it gets pretty rough out here. I might go on somebody's podcast. That way fools could like ask me like questions, you know what I'm saying? I ain't writing nothing down. I'm just reading the thing. Craziest stuff you seen yet? It was definitely that fool getting dropped off like right in front of me. Like I've seen stuff before, my boy, but like my mom, my little sisters were like scared as hell, my boy. But like I seen that little fool get dropped off right there. I was like, damn, fool, I ain't never seen stuff like that before. Have you seen any cartels or cartel battles live? You know what, fool? No, but I'm literally living in the war zone. Like, this is the war zone right here. And that's not a flex, my boy. Like, I would rather 100% of the time see Mexico safe than it being dangerous. Like, fool, you really think I want these fools to be running around, my boy, chopping heads off? I don't want that, my boy. Like, you know what I'm saying? I want peace, fool. I want joy, my boy. I want fools to wake up every single day and be like, damn, like, you know what I'm saying? This is la vida, my boy. I don't want fools to be looking over their shoulder, fool. You think that whenever I see my uncle, my boy, and him being like, damn, fool, like, we got to watch out because, like, we just seen two fools on a motorcycle pull up And these fools might be some rateros, my boy, and these fools might be connected with the cartel. You know what I'm saying? Like, fool, I don't want that, my boy. I want some joy and some peace and some love. So whenever I see that, nah, fool. Have I seen stuff like that? No. No, I have not. And he said, how's the weather over there? I'm finna be there this weekend. It's like pretty sunny. About, how much degrees do you think it is? 75. About 75 degrees, my boy. But it just depends, fool. Because, like, if you come out here, you make sure you bring a sweater, fool. Make sure you bring a little sudadera, fool. Because if you don't bring a sudadera, fool, you're going to be in it for a long haul. Fool, yesterday I was outside, fool. It was like 40 degrees. It be dropping, fool. It be dropping, like. Fool, this right here is a desert. This is the desert right here. So, like, you see these little plants right here that be growing right behind me? This is all, like, desertous plants, fool. So, yeah, fool, you got to make sure. How are the reservations going? I don't know what these fools talking about. It's 44 masked up in Mexico. As you can see, my boy, yes, I am. But I know that fools are asking me, like, are you outside in the street masked up? Yes, fool, I am, my boy. And I actually got pictures to show you. I'm going to take some more today. I'm going to do a whole photo shoot, like, in the center right there, my boy. So, fools could see, my boy, what I'm all about. Are you safe? Yes, my boy. Can a minor go to the store, get a beer, and dip? Bro, that's so hilarious. That's so crazy that somebody asked that. Because, like, fool, in Mexico, fool, you could literally go to the store if you're, like, 7 years old, and you could just go get a beer and just buy it, fool. Because the other day I was sitting there with mi tío, right? And mi tío, like, he saw the little kids, fool. The little kid got on the motorcycle. This fool's, like, 10 years old. He got on the motorcycle, he was about to take off. He's like, hey. And then the little fool stopped. When he came over, he's like, and mi tío's like, then. Put out like $200. He's like, here, bro. He's like, hey, comprame unas Victorias, like, you know, a little 6-pack. Food, like, went over there, food, and he went. And he came back with them. I was like, yo, that's crazy, food. Like, in the U.S., you would not be able to do that. You could not do that. Like, you have to be, what, 21 or something? Yeah, you got to be 21. Over here, food, you just got to be born. Like, that's all that you have to be. Like, you know, there's no regulations on that. It's pretty tight, though. But anyway, let's proceed, fool. I think I actually ran out of questions because I don't want to answer the other ones. They're just kind of like weird. You know what I'm saying? Let's see. Sick ass fool. I'm from San Miguel, a rancho out there. Is it true Mexico is full of Mexicans? I actually know a fool who's Arabian, my boy, and he lives out here. So if you want to keep on getting connected, my boy, just go to 44 Vato on Instagram. I'm going to be posting every single one of the things that I see, my boy. Like, I'm not afraid to take out my camera, like, and go like that. You know what I'm saying? But, like, in some cases I am. In some cases I am. Like, fool, you won't catch me out there like this, like, looking like a tourist. You know what I'm saying? But, like, if I see something cool, I might just go like this and just like this. You know what I'm saying? Like, something, like, kind of sneaky. You know what I'm saying? But if you want to see some more exclusive stuff, 44 Vato on Instagram. It's a lovely day out here, my boy. I'm about to go enjoy it, fool. We're about to go take a little drive out and go, you know what I'm saying, go get some gancitos, my boy. You know what I'm saying, go kick it with the fam, you know what I'm saying, fool. But happy holidays, fool. Make sure y'all, fool, stay safe. I'm going to upload this probably once I get back home, or if I get some internet, I'll drop it here. But till next time, my boy. 44 Vato.